Hi folks, HR Funk here. With a firearm we haven't seen for a while, what I have here is my Military Armament Corporation Model 1014 shotgun. The last time we saw this shotgun was back on a nice fall day in November when I had it out to the range for some initial testing, and the shotgun ran very well. The only failures I had with it were ammunition related, and frankly it was ammunition that I more or less expected not to run well in the 1014 shotgun. With good ammunition that's appropriate for the shotgun, it ran 100%. So I put it in storage for a while and got some other projects out of the way. But as I record this, this is January 16th of 2024. And over the last few days, the U.S. has experienced our first really cold weather of this year. So I decided to take the opportunity to do a cold weather test with the 1014 shotgun. And what I did is I loaded it up with a round in the chamber and 5 rounds in the magazine, and I put it outside in a shed that is unheated. The temperature, and I did this yesterday, I put it out there somewhere around 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock yesterday morning, and I left it out overnight. The temperature overnight here dropped down to around 0, might have gone just a little below 0. The wind chill was well below 0. And by the time I went outside this morning to retrieve the shotgun, it had warmed up a little bit. It was up around 5 degrees, give or take a degree, and the wind chill was about 5 or 6 degrees below 0 still. So relatively cold, colder than most of our shotguns are going to experience in any normal use. Now, obviously, they could experience colder temperatures depending upon where you are in the U.S. By the way, if you're anywhere in the U.S. that had colder temperatures, and I know some of you did these last few days, please keep those temperatures there. We really don't want them here in Ohio. But in any case, they can be exposed to colder temperatures, and I left this out there for about 24 hours, so it would be possible, maybe, for a firearm to be exposed to cold temperatures for a longer duration. But most of our shotguns and other firearms, unless we live in a tent or we keep our firearms and ammunition in an unheated outbuilding, are not going to experience that cold temperature for a longer period than 24 hours. In fact, most of them are not going to experience 24 hours of those sorts of temperatures. So I did leave the shotgun and ammunition outside in the cold for about 24 hours. And I wanted to leave the ammunition in there on purpose because many times when ammunition, particularly powder, is exposed to cold temperatures, it reduces the pressure somewhat. And again, I'm looking to see if we're going to get reliable functioning with this shotgun and the ammunition that I left out in the cold. The ammunition for this test was S&B number 4 buckshot. This ran perfectly in this shotgun when I tested it before, so I wanted to see if it would continue to run perfectly when it was exposed to this cold weather. So I took some body cam footage of me going out to retrieve the shotgun. I took a little footage on the way to the range. By the way, when I was going to the range, I did not turn the heater on in the Jeep. So there was nothing to warm the shotgun or the ammunition up while I was transporting it. It takes me 5 or 6 minutes to drive to the range that I typically use because it's very close by to my house. When I got to the range, I ran into my first snag because the cold weather had frozen the lock. There's a combination lock there on a gate that allows access to the range, and I couldn't get the thing to open. So I ended up having to hump it back to the range, which is about a 200-yard walk through the snow, through the cold temperature, carrying the shotgun, carrying my camera, carrying a tripod, etc., etc., etc. I've got a little bit more body camera footage of that. And my original plan was to fire the 6 rounds, or at least attempt to fire the 6 rounds out of the shotgun when I first got back to the range that had been exposed to the cold temperatures all night. Then I was going to reload it and cover it up with snow, since we have plenty of snow right now, and then try to shoot it again to see how it was going to run after it was being covered with snow. Well, after walking all the way back there in single-digit temperatures, I was not interested in staying on the range any longer than I absolutely had to. So what I did is, while I was setting up my camera tripod, I laid the shotgun ejection port down into the snow that was on top of a table. It sat there for a few minutes. I picked it up and tried to shoot out the ammunition. So here is some of the footage I took getting ready to shoot, and the footage that I took on the range when I was attempting to shoot the 1014 after sitting outside in cold weather all night long. Okay, and as you can see, the snow is falling. We only have a couple of inches here on the ground. This is not going to be a lengthy test, folks. And there is the shotgun, waiting to be tested. By the way, folks, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. I'm going to lean forward so I'm wearing my body cam, but the current air temperature is 7 degrees as I drive to the range. I checked the wind chill a couple of minutes ago, and the wind chill is about 5 below currently. And I do not have the heater on in the Jeep, and it's really cold. So I've arrived at the range and run into a problem. The padlock here is frozen and I can't get it off of there, so I'm going to have to walk back to the range itself. You can see there's no tracks coming in or out from the range because everyone else is smart enough not to go out and shoot in these kind of conditions. So I'll pick this back up in a moment. So things are going splendidly. I just dropped a box of shotgun ammunition in the snow and had to spend some time finding all those shot shells that were partially buried because of course they don't just lay on top of the snow. Now I'm walking my way back here and it's getting colder with every step. This is going to be a quick trip, folks. Folks, I decided to add some snow to the mix since it appears we have plenty of it. And I'll put on the body cam and hopefully I can get some footage in so you can see the shotgun laying in the snow on the table right here. I've got its ejection port down. So here are the conditions of the 1014 as I start this test. It's got 6 rounds loaded. So I'm going to take the safety off, make sure that I'm in front of the camera, and let's find out if it runs. Yes, it did. Now I'm going to get back in where it's warm. Not sure how long this walk is from the range back to the Jeep. Probably close to 200 yards. But I will definitely be firing up the heater when I get in there. So there you go. The 1014 ran just fine. Now a couple of things I should probably point out. I did clean this after I shot it the last time back in November, and I lubed it. I use Mobil 1 synthetic motor oil when I lube my firearms, and I was not expecting that it would freeze, and it didn't, by all appearances, freeze, so no problem with that. Also, when I had this out in my shed, for anyone who's concerned, I had it locked inside the shed, so I did not leave it actually sit out just sticking in the snow for somebody who might wander through my backyard in the middle of the night and think they won the shotgun lottery. So there was that. And for any of you who want to test further the 1014 for a longer period of time or in colder weather or what have you, by all means, please go ahead and do that. But for my purposes, this satisfies my curiosity that for any cold temperatures that I'm likely to expose this shotgun to, it's going to run just fine. And that's going to do it for this video, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions or comments, as always, make sure you forward those to me. Remember, if you purchase anything from Optics Planet, be sure to use my discount code, which is... And if you use that discount code, it's good for 7% off your purchase from Optics Planet. Also, remember the discount code for House of Pain, either House of Pain Armament or House of Pain Munitions. Either one, you can use my discount code, which is HRFunk10, and that'll save you some money off your purchase from House of Pain. And don't forget the Target sponsor for the channel, folks. Go to Target's online, check out their inventory, and see if they have anything that's going to meet your Target needs. See you next time, folks, hopefully on a warmer day. And until then, good shooting. Bye-bye.